Hey, what's happening with this? Your boy King Michael Supreme, and you're listening to the Crowns Up podcast. Keep your crowns up.
Yo, what's poppin', family? It's the Kid Professor X. Welcome to another edition of the Crowns Up podcast. I'm pretty sure this is episode 13. I'm the Kid Professor X. As always, this is the number one spot for hip hop, faith, and culture. We keeping your crown fit and your soul lit, motivating you to be the king and queen you were created and destined to be. As always, we appreciate you watching. All my YouTubers, salute. Everybody who's listening on SoundCloud, Tidal, if you're on Apple Music, Google Play, or wherever else podcasts can be listened to, yo, I'm extremely grateful for you. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and share at Crowns Up Pod everywhere. That's CROWNSUPPOD, Crowns Up Pod. We trying to get our subscribers up, trying to get our likes up, trying to get the reach out. So can't do that without you, all right? Also, feel free to leave a review, drop a comment, slide in a DM. Let me know if you like what you're hearing, if you got a topic you want us to discuss, if you want to be on the show. Yo, I'm looking for more guests. Hey, and if you got beats and you want your music played in the background, yo, hook me up, hit me up. You know what I mean? We can work that out, all right? As always, you know, I try to have a special guest on the show. I know I've been away for a while, you know, handling death in the family and all that stuff. So everybody who's been waiting, I appreciate your wait. I appreciate your prayer and support. And we back like we never left. And I couldn't come back without somebody who I've been riding with for a few years. He's a solid individual. He's a man with a plan. He definitely got his name in the streets here in the southwest of Atlanta, Georgia. He's making some moves, shit to some things. He's a man of the people and a man of the culture. He loves hip hop. He loves a lot of things, all right? We're going to get into it. You know, shout out to my man, King Michael Supreme.
Man, what's happening?
Yo, appreciate you pulling up, man.
Bro, I appreciate you for just having me. Man.
Yo, man, it's a pleasure. You know what I mean? I couldn't do this without you.
Bro, sitting here listening to you ramble on about everything that all the platforms of this podcast.
Yo, son, we trying to make some moves, man.
I'm like, bro, I'm sitting next to a giant.
Hey, man.
Like, every time that we connect, it's like everybody's leveling up.
Hey, man, that's the goal. We got to be leveling up. We got to be leveling up. All right, so before we get into stuff and our segments, Mike, for those that don't know you, tell the people a little bit about yourself, you know, what you like, you know, if you like, you know, listening to slow jams and stuff like that, you want the people to know that, feel free, you know what I mean, it's the time.
All right, so
let
my
them
name
know.
King Michael Supreme. For the ladies, I like long walks on the park. I'm just
He's
playing.
not playing. He's not playing.
No, I'm playing. But for real. I go by the name of King Michael Supreme, Atlanta's #1 impact coach and influencer creator, right? And so what I do is I pretty much specialize in helping people understand how to increase their income based off of their impact on the community. And I've been doing that pretty much for the last 15 years of my life, working with people at Street Execs, to one or two chains manager by the name of Charlie Jabley. Steve Harvey's Raw Vegan Chef, one of his vegan chefs, Crystal Shea, and also Scooter Braun, who's Justin Bieber's main manager. And so I've done a lot of the work that I spoke about as far as impacting communities and focusing on the bigger the impact, the bigger the income with the at the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. And now I'm focused on what you all see the brand across the chest, Future Billionaires, right? And so the idea is that in 2020, we're transforming what it means to be a billionaire, right?
Facts.
A lot of people, when they think about what is a billionaire, the first thing that comes to their mind is the money, the cars, the accolades. For the guys, it's the women. For the women, it's the men, and all of these different types of things. But for me, what I understand crystal clear is billionaires are only billionaires because of the number of people that they actually help, or whatever it is they actually created. And so what the Future Billionaires Club is, it's a private, elite, invite-only club that focuses on connecting, inspiring entrepreneurs, athletes, entertainers, school teachers, community leaders, and giving us a platform where we can actually learn, grow, and build together. Also have fun together and impact our community as a whole.
Yo, that's dope, man.
Yeah, man, definitely.
There's a lot of people out here who want to be future billionaires.
Facts.
And there's a lot of people out here who need to be connected to what you're doing.
All facts.
So hopefully those that are listening or those that are watching right now, you're going to connect with King Michael Supreme. He's going to hook you up. Man, he is a man of the people. He's about his word. You know what I mean? He's a stand-up guy.
I appreciate
I wouldn't put him on this if he wasn't, okay? So, Mike, I'm looking forward to Future Billionaires and what y'all got going on. Definitely we're going to stay connected. And we got to get into what's good with the culture.
Hey, man, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, so for those that are first time tuning in, you know what's good with the culture is our chance to dive into what's been going on in our culture and hip hop and black community and all that good stuff. So first, we gotta talk about one of the biggest things that have been happening. At least yesterday, it was Kobe Mamba Day. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely sending our prayers and condolences continuing to Vanessa Bryant, her whole family, as well as all the victims of the crash with Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant.
Definitely.
That passed like about a month ago. And their memorial service was yesterday at the Staples Arena.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a chance to catch it, but Beyonce opened up.
I heard about it.
She performed EXO, which was pretty amazing. Magic Johnson was there.
Yeah.
Vanessa gave a heartwarming eulogy of her daughter Gigi, Gianna, and she talked about Kobe. She talked about how he's a great father, you know what I mean, and how he was a very romantic. He was really passionate. Michael Jordan talked. He kind of gave some comedic relief, but about the crying memes and stuff like that. But he talked about how he was a little brother to him and how he's gonna miss him and that he wanted to be a good big brother to Kobe. You know, Shaq talked, of course, and so there was a lot of heartfelt things going on. I don't know if you watch basketball, what's your take, but how have you been able to deal with or thought about the whole Kobe and Gigi Bryant passing and stuff like that?
You know, when it first happened, I was sitting there looking at it, and the thing is, a lot of people talk about the fact that our greats are dying young. You feel me?
Yeah.
But when I looked at it, I saw a guy that actually lived his life. You know, like a lot of people talk about, like when I was working at the Y, I did a session with the kids, and I asked them, what is the one thing that comes to your mind when you hear these words, love, life, and guarantee? And the one thing that was in common when they talked about the guarantees was death. It's the thing that's guaranteed. But when I was looking at it, the Spirit told me that most people think death is guaranteed, but what's guaranteed is life, for real. And we hear the people talk about all the time, the only thing that matters, like we got the day you were born and the day that you died, but the thing that matters is the dash in between. That's your life and whatever you make it mean. And Kobe Bryant committed his life to being the greatest at his craft. You feel me? And so at his age when he passed, he done a lot of things that a lot of people his age would never even have the ability to do. And so I saw a man that lived a long life and also has an opportunity to show everybody else what it looks like, the fruits of the labor if you commit to whatever it is God put in you to commit to.
Yeah, man. Kobe, he was a great. You know, what else can you say that? He was a great at his skill, you know, dropping 81 on Toronto, 60 something on his last game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was killing the game, and even afterwards, you know, the things that he was getting into, storytelling, the books, the foundations, the organization that he would put a lot of work. He touched a lot of people, you know. And I think the fact that, you know, not only was the Staples Center packed yesterday, but they had people who really knew him speak and share stories, and it kind of, it was tough, you know, watching the clips and stuff. It was tough because, you know, I know death and I know pain, you know what I mean, and there's something you not going to be able to ever get over, you know, losing a family member, especially in the way that they did. But I definitely give kudos to Vanessa for standing up there in front of all those people and, you know, sharing a bit of her heart. She didn't have to, you know what I mean? She didn't have to share. And I thought that was pretty amazing. That was pretty big.
Man, when you think about kings and crowns and how people are supposed to move when they wear the crown, like Nipsey's death.
Right. Yeah.
What it allowed the world to be exposed to is what business looks like. You know, like you can never judge a book by its cover. And with Kobe's death, what it allowed the world to see is what fatherhood looks like.
Facts.
And a lot of people are growing up now with a lot of mothers are growing up as single mothers. You know, dads are trying to figure out how to get back in the game. And it's 1,000,005 different excuses as to why fathers can't be present in their daughter's life, their kids' life. But I remember hearing Kobe talk about why he actually bought the helicopter. And when he talks about why he bought the helicopter just so that he can wake up in the morning and go to practice and be back home before his kids woke up so he can take them to school and be connected to everything that they're doing. And so it's like, for me, it's amazing how the King of all kings will continue to reveal the way that you have to move through other people's existence.
Man. So definitely shout out to the Bryant family, all those who were affected by the tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers and condolences are going to continue to be going out to you, and we pray that you feel as much love as possible as you're navigating this time. Another, still on the same topic of death, and I promise it's not going to be a morbid show, but we gotta address Pop Smoke. For those that don't know, Pop Smoke was an up-and-coming Brooklyn rapper. Only 20 years old. Moved out of Brooklyn. Moved to LA. He had a song called Welcome to the Party. If you didn't know about it, it was really popping in the streets. And he was unfortunately gunned down in his LA home this past week, which is tragic, you know, because you leave your home, try to get away from that type of violence and that type of stuff still comes to you. But the thing about Pop is that, and I don't know if this is uncommon because I think we've seen it before, but his catalog jumped nearly 400% around the world. You know what I mean? Once they learned of his death, like it's like, yo, his stream just skyrocketed, you know? I don't want to ask why you think that is, but I do want to ask, should we like give people their roses while they're here? You know, should we listen to their music, support them, but why do we gotta wait till, you know, people die to...
You know, it's like relationships.
Okay, all right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
They say you never miss a thing until it's gone.
Okay.
Right? And so you sit there and you sit in it and you realize that this is good, but it ain't that great.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But when it's gone for real, then you want to invest more into it.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like that with everybody, like Michael Jackson, Prince,
Yeah.
you know, the great artists, you know. Like, it's crazy to say that people are more valuable dead, you know, than they are alive. But that's just the society that we live in.
Yeah.
And you got to fight to get a voice to be heard amongst all the other people that are fighting to be heard too.
Yeah.
But in actuality, if I feel like if people just made a decision to say, okay, cool, my existence is to just save a change one, right? My existence is to just save a change one. And if I do that, then I'm good. And they live their life to push and do that and make that happen. Then it doesn't matter if my streams go up once I'm dead. It doesn't matter if my streams don't go up while I'm alive, because all I'm trying to do is touch that one, because that one might touch another, and that one might touch another. And it's like the quote that Tupac had, whose streams also went up when he passed.
Of course, he did.
Yeah. Like the quote Tupac has, I can't promise that I'll change the world, but I can promise something I do or say will spark the mind of somebody that will.
Yeah.
And so the question is, what do we do to bring more value to the people while they're alive?
Yeah, that's good. I think definitely by supporting them. You know, I think supporting them, letting them know how we feel about them, not trashing and slandering them while they're here. You know, moving people around, making sure the circle is tight.
Right.
And also being very wise about how you move and what you put out there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I don't think any man deserves his life taken. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I will say is I do know that a man reaps what he sows. Right. And so I don't think that he was, you know, sowing evil into the world or whatever like that, that should be able to come to him. But I do think there's people around him that might have, you know, there's people around all of us that don't have their head on straight. You know what I'm saying? So if you're listening to this or if you're watching this, make sure that you are contributing good to the world. That's not to say that bad won't come to you, because trials and tribulations are I mean, that's inevitable. But at least if you're putting out the good, you know good's going to come. You know what I'm saying? And so definitely want to send our condolences out to his family and his friends, and those that, you know, were affected by it. It seems like 2020, we losing a lot of good people. And we just got to continue to keep our crowns up, keep moving, keep pushing, and continue sending blessings out there.
And I want to just say one thing before we jump to the next piece.
Yeah.
You know, like I posted something on the gram the other day, and it said if people can rattle you, the world will devour you, right? And so when I think about what's going on with all of these deaths and these celebrities and things like that, like some of them, like particularly the Pop Smoke situation, I'm pretty sure he came from a tough background, you know? And where it's a lot of stress and a lot of struggle, and when you mentioned he might not have been on the crazy no more, but his friends were. And like you mentioned about the circle, right? If his circle got these people going crazy, because somebody had to, when they came to your house, they came because you shook them up or somebody shook them up, right? But if you don't focus on shaking people, but shaking yourself, growing with yourself, then this world ain't gonna be able to touch you. You feel me? And so I just challenge all of your listeners, myself and you as well, you know, to be in the mindset of if people can rattle you, the world will devour you. So don't let nobody shake you.
Yeah, hey man, that's some good motivation right there.
All facts.
Last topic before we get into what we've been listening to is Cardi B came to the defense of Zaya Wade. If you don't know who Zaya Wade is Dwayne Wade's son, who is transitioning into being a girl or wants to be identified. I want to say she's transitioning. She wants to be identified as a girl. And this past week, a lot of rappers, including Boosie and Young Thug, have expressed maybe not the most affirming statements about this young lady's.
Thug, the same one that was wearing the dress.
He is the same one.
I just wanted to make sure.
He's the same one. You know what I mean? And he probably has a defense of why and how this is a different situation.
Yeah. Just
clarity. It's clarity. Dwayne Wade, you know, said him and his family supporting Zaya's decision. Originally named Zion, changing to Zaya. And Cardi came out on Instagram and put out a post that said, "Hey man, she's 12 years old. If this is how, what age pretty much is it where you know that you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Whereas Boosie was saying like, he's 12, he don't know what he want yet. You know what I'm saying? He's not even developed probably. So I guess, Mike, what's your take? Like, we work with kids, you know what I mean, and they make decisions about identity and stuff like that. Do we go along with what they identify and what they say? Do we try to change their minds or their directions? You know what I mean? Especially even if you're a parent too. You know what I mean? If your daughters came to you and say, "Yo, I want to be a boy. I want to identify as a boy." Like how do we handle this as a society? You know what I mean?
I'm just like, the thing that my spirit is saying is, if it wasn't Dwayne Wade's son, would the world care? If it wasn't Dwayne Wade's son, would the world care? Because we deal with kids every single day that are struggling and battling with these type of things and trying to figure out how they identify.
Yeah.
But they don't have to do it on a public platform.
Facts.
And understanding that Dwayne Wade is who Dwayne Wade is, Gabrielle Union is who Gabrielle Union is, and then you have the son of Dwayne Wade. It's a platform for attention. And you got to ask yourself, why are those that aren't even attached that are celebrities even feeding into what that is, instead of just allowing this young man that's transitioning, to be a young man that's transitioning and trying to figure himself out. Because that's all it is. Like, people go through different phases throughout life. And at 12 years old, you definitely don't know who you're going to be as a 20-year-old.
Right.
As a 20-year-old, you don't know who you're going to be as a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
But if you allow people to go through their process, maybe he will fully transition. And I feel like the family is doing the right thing they're supposed to do, supporting and loving through the process. And maybe he'll get older and realize, that was a phase.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But who am I to judge or put anything on that in this moment, or even at all?
Yeah, facts. I think I agree with Cardi, because first of all, it's a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a kid in a large. It's like we have a eyeglass or what's the word I'm looking for? A microscope, right. We got a microscope all on this kid's life because their parents are famous, who they are. You know what I'm saying? And I think we wouldn't want anybody speaking anything about our child.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Especially if I don't know you.
Right.
So, and I think as parents, you know what I mean, Boosie and Thug are both fathers, you know what I mean? I feel like if you have an issue, I think this is a rule in general. If you got an issue with something that someone else is doing, first of all, I don't believe social media is the best outlet.
I'm like, my thing is, if you my dog and you my boy, like, why can't you just put
right?
it to the
Here's
side?
the thing: they ain't his dog and they ain't his boy. You know what I'm saying? So
why you sticking on mine?
So, but because we live in an age where we feel like everybody has a right to say whatever they gotta say. You know what I mean? We got public opinion, we got free speech, and all publicity is good. But I think one, we gotta acknowledge, like, if it was your child, would you want the do unto others you would have them do unto you, right? If it was your child, would you want the rest of the world speaking on your child? Second of all, if you got an issue with the way that I'm parenting, come see me about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come see me about it. Like, I don't need your opinions on the ground. You know what I mean?
And it's no disrespect to Boosie.
Right. None.
Anybody like that. But there's a difference between the way boys, men, and kings move. And when you speak on other people's family or other people's situation on a public platform, and you're not even sitting with them or have the respect enough to be like, let me pull you to the side. I'm thinking about speaking on this because I feel like other people might have a certain perspective on this. Like, that's a boy move. You feel me? When you don't do that. A man move is to say, okay, cool, let me pull you to the side and boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
A king move is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different. The king is gonna look at this thing from an elevated place
Mm-hmm.
and say, how is anything that I say, anything that I do, or even if I engage in this, how is that gonna advance the king? You feel me? And I don't feel like they're thinking on king levels. I don't feel like they're thinking on men levels, but I do feel like they're thinking on boy levels.
And that might be the case. That may be the case. Regardless, I want to salute Dwayne Wade for even just supporting his child. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I know what it's like to feel like you weren't supported as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of us do. And for him to take that stand and say, look, I love you regardless. I got your back 100%. You know what I mean? We gonna ride. I'm gonna do the research. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that you feel that love and support. I'm with it. So salute to you, Dwayne Wade, and your whole family.
Definitely.
And Zaya, salute to you as well. And that wraps up what's good with the culture. Definitely, Mike, what you've been listening to, what you've been bumping, what's been getting you through your days or whatever like that. What you listening to right now?
My music.
Of course. Every artist gonna say that like, I'm bumping me. I ain't listening to nobody.
So the type of music I make is kind of hip hopish, you know, urban and things of that nature. But believe it or not, I listen to a lot of gospel.
Okay.
You feel me? And so some of the songs that have been getting me through, man, I can't even believe that the title is not even coming to my mind right now. I wish I had my phone so I could scroll through YouTube so I could play it for you. But it's like when you're going through some of the most trying times in your life, you gotta have music that speaks to your soul.
Facts.
You feel me? Not music that's going to keep you.
Yeah.
It's going to celebrate you being who you are.
You
feel me?
Yeah.
And so a lot of the secular music that's out right now, like, I don't feel like I need to turn up right now. I feel like I need to hear God clearly. And I need to understand how to navigate through the fog that's in front of me. And so I sit in a lot of gospel. You know?
Anybody in particular?
I can't believe the name is not coming to me. Like it's
all
like,
good.
I'm just like out of it. But on the songs that I turn up to, right? That still keeps me focused. One would be Tupac Changes.
Okay.
You know, like I turn it on any day, any moment, and
we
do that, right?
Yeah.
I remember summer of, I believe it was 2017 or early 2018. When I was coming to work at the Y, like every time I would pull in, I would bump the Tory Lanez B.I.D.
Okay,
I would be through the roof with that.
Yeah.
And then one of my peers, like we grew up together, right next door to each other, and he actually produced the DG Yoda, I Ain't Gonna Let Up.
Ain't Gonna Let Up. That's my joint.
Right?
I love that joint.
That was like the celebration of our neighborhood.
Because
one of us had made it. And we had all been pushing and fighting for this to get life to where we wanted it to be. And he finally did it. And so now every time that song comes on, I don't care how old it is. I don't care who in the room. If you ain't ever heard it, that's gonna be your favorite song for you. Leave the room to turn all the way up. And it just speaks to the fact of the struggle in a way that's entertaining, in a way that's engaging, and it puts you in a space where it's like, F it. I ain't got to worry about none of this. I ain't got to fake it like I'm okay with none of this. Like, we just moving forward, you know, get what we got to get done. So those would be my 3 all-time favorites. Just like, if it come on, like, we lit.
Facts. So I've been listening to, I just listened today, Royce da 5'9" has a new album called The Allegory. It's real smart, intelligent rap. So smart, intelligent. Royce is a lyricist, okay? You know what I mean? He comes from Shady, you know, Eminem's, man, Detroit.